Hey guys, welcome to Timberland Farms. My name's Anthony and today we're going to be building a pig pasture out of what we have behind us. This is the edge of our property here. It's kind of a steep downhill. You can't really tell from here. We have a lot of thick brush and everything. I think the pigs will prosper in. I think they're really going to enjoy this. We're going to go off of the existing horse fence here. We already have these corner posts, so this would be perfect for a gate right here. We'll have to clean up this scrub brush here with some loppers and like a string trimmer, I guess, and chainsaw. We'll be able to use the existing horse fence, the electric fence, we can tie into it, and we can also use some of the strands here for the pigs. Now the pigs are probably only going to use like one. We're going to have to put one a little bit lower because pigs like to root. So we'll put one lower here across that. We're going to have this one here, and then this one's definitely going to be tall enough. But on the rest of the pig fence, I think we'll just have the bottom one and the top one. I think that should be sufficient to keep them in. While they're little, we'll probably have two on the bottom and then we'll move them up as they grow, which is easy enough to do with T-posts. That's all we're doing this with is T-post and step-in posts. We're going to use T-posts wherever we think we need them, and definitely for the corners, except for these two corners, this corner here and the corner over there. If we decide to go far enough back, we'll use the wood posts if they're already there present. So we will not have to dig any holes for a post to go into. We're going to use the existing structure and then step-in posts for majority of it. So we're going to go that way until it starts going downhill a little bit. We'll probably go another 10 to 20 feet downhill so they have the woods to enjoy. And then we're going to be continuing on this direction here. We head in this direction. We're not going to go the full length up to the back of the hill that the horses have, but we're going to take up a larger chunk than what our buck goats have. We like to keep probably half an acre for them, I guess. We only have 2 pigs, and we want them to tear this up pretty good, get this rooted up, get rid of all the scrub brush, undergrowth, and the pigs can do that work for us. Because eventually, right where I'm standing, I'd like to make a little path for the tractor to get up and down so I can get to the back of the pasture from the outside. So we have a clear view inside and out so I can brush hog it much easier. Hopefully the pigs will take care of a lot of that for me and I won't have to actually do a lot of the scrub brush trimming and all that. We just got to get enough done so we can get the fence in without it shorting out. So as you can tell right here, it's very wet. This is where we get most of our runoff from the horse pasture. So, up the hill here, I dug a little valley for the water to run off this exact point. Probably, I don't know if you could see that on the camera, but I dug this with my, I dug this swale over there with the back blade of my tractor. I took my back blade that's on the back of the tractor. So what I did is I lowered one of my side links and pitched that blade down, and then I angled my blade towards that down pitch, so then I'm down and I'm turned in towards the back tire of the tractor, so then I can back drag this way, and I was able to cut a ditch and flop that dirt up on top of the hillside, make a nice smooth furrow. Once I was able to cut that ditch going one direction, I went the opposite way and cut it on the other side. I level it back out now that my tractor's tires are sitting in that rut and I want to maintain that same pitch. I level the blade out and I just angle it the direction I wanted to go uphill. So I angle the blade and start going uphill with it, and I was able to smooth it out and make a nice swale that the horses aren't going to trip in. I'm going to have to touch it up here in the spring once the ground dries. I'll make some video of that happening actually for you guys too. So right here is that swale. It's draining down, coming down towards us, towards the pig pasture. This might actually make a good drinking source for the pigs. I'm not quite sure. I could like dig a little pond here for the pigs to drink out of if they really wanted to. They're definitely going to swallow around and mud and be pigs. So that's an option I could use that for. But we pan back up and then we zoom in here. You can see the swale that I created all the way up to the other side of the fence. So now right on the other side of that fence there, see my fat finger because I'm zoomed in so much, The other side of that fence there is a dike for the pond. There's a 5-acre pond shared between us and our neighbor. And that's the dike there. So this is runoff coming from that pond. But we have very nice topography here. I really enjoy it. All right, so now that we have the plan out of the way, we have to go back in the barn and get the supplies and get this going. We're hoping that we can have this done by next Sunday, so we can have the video uploaded for you guys, but also have the pigs out here while the weather's still nice. We have to build a little hutch for the pigs to live in, as well as the whole entire fence. And we're gonna have to make feeders for the pigs to stay out here as well. So hopefully we can get that all done in a week. But let's venture in the barn. I'll show you the pigs while I'm gonna go grab some supplies to get this to happen. Good. But these are our piglets. They're just little things still. We are keeping 2 of them. 4 of them are going. I think they're anxious to get outside and play in the roll around in the mud. It is a muddy mess in here, I tell you. I forget how old these guys are, but they've been doing great. They've gotten a lot bigger. When we first got them, they're like the size of a football, maybe a little bit smaller than that. They're a little skittish still. They don't not used to touch, but they'll get there eventually. I think they're shaking more from nerves than anything else. This one's not so bad. They love their pig feed. I think Timber found some new friends. So I'm just gonna knock down a path where the fence is gonna go with the string trimmer and the chainsaw, which I get to go grab, but just where the fence is gonna go. Everything else is gonna stay all brushy for the pigs to enjoy. Well, I grabbed my chainsaw. So this is a brand new Husqvarna 572 I picked up probably 3 or 4 months ago, and I have yet to even use it. Picked it up on sale, figured now is the time to buy it. My other saw was down. I have a 562 also, and I was at the saw shop for repair, and I saw this one when I went to go pick that one up, and decided to just take this one with me too. It's nice to have 2 saws, especially when having a firewood business. I have not even started this thing up. I've never heard this run, but it's still under warranty. I'm not too concerned. It's a brand new saw. I guarantee it's fine. Let's get this fired up and clean up some of this brush. Now it's time for my least favorite part of the job, is the cleaning up the brush. If they don't like it, they'll stay out of it. If they like it, they're going to be in it. If they love it, they'll be all over it. Worst case, I put it in a nice clean pile like that. I can grab it with a tractor and a grapple once I end up with a grapple. Okay, I may or may not have gotten a little too carried away here, because I only need this section clean, but I don't need that clean. But we're going to run with it. I'm sweating and it's only like 30 degrees out. Well, we're running out of daylight, so I figured I'd feed these piggies. So I give them about 3/4 of a 5-gallon bucket now at their size for the 6 of them. But I figured I'd leave off on the pig fence now. So I figured I'd leave off from the pig fence for now and pick that up again tomorrow. So I come inside and do my evening chores, take care of these pigs, give them food. Gonna have to change their water dish out. You can see it's kind of gross over there in the corner. But they're just munching away. I'll show you how I get feed out of the IBC tote now. So this is just a dog toy. It's a Kong dog toy. To replace that, I picked this up at Tractor Supply. I hope it fits. Yep, that's the one right there. I'll be able to open that up. And then this is the new thing here. It's like a 2-foot long auger. It's 1 3/4 diameter. I'll leave a link for this in the description below, so you guys can pick one up for yourself. I'll show you how good this thing works. A lot better than the last auger in the previous video. I put my piece of cardboard down because some likes to come out the top. It doesn't necessarily fall down. But it screws itself in there. And it flows right out. Don't get too carried away, like suck it right in. Reverse the drill, level it out. I like to clean inside and around so I don't attract critters. Now I have enough feed for tomorrow. Put our cap back on and we're good to go. Now it's time to take care of the goats and boy goats and the female goats. Give them some grain. Get some fresh hay. Good girls. What are you doing, Timber? You gotta go feed the boys now. Here's one of your grain. There you go. So this is Bentley, and this guy here is Charger. Charger's a little skittish. These are our bucks. They're supposed to be breeding our doe. Hopefully the doe have taken. One secret when you're trying to do anything in their stall while they're in here, like the stall doors are wide open right now. Right, buddy? Yeah. You leave them alone. And out. So one trick to keep them in here is feed them grain, and then they won't want to escape while you're putting hay in or cleaning their water or putting water in here. You can leave the door wide open for you. Alright, so this is what I'll be using for a gate. It's just a pallet I picked up. If I flip it around for you guys, you can see I added a couple more boards. I put a cross brace on here. I added a couple more 2x3s on the bottom where the pigs are probably going to be pushing up against pretty heavy. And then I put the hinges here, bolted them directly to this top thin board, and lagged it right into the corner, the edge board for the, I guess you call it the stud. So we're going to get this installed next. Lay that down. So we're going to get that installed next onto this post, and then after that we'll drive in a T-post right here where that will latch against, and then I'm going to run a line across the top to see where we're at and make sure we're nice and straight on our fence line. So I ended up getting these lag style gate hangers and gate hinges, and we're gonna drill holes, a pilot hole for that to start off in into this wood post, and then we can screw these in after we have the pilot hole drilled. This is a slightly smaller drill bit than the internal diameter, not the thread diameter. You want it to have a lot of meat to hold on to. Now I'm just roughly guessing where I'm gonna want this to be. I think this would be a good spot right here. Raise that up a little bit. Now we can thread this in with our wrench. Getting the first couple threads in there is always difficult because it wants to pop right back out again because it is so tight. Make sure we're in line with the one on the bottom. All right, we'll give that a try. It doesn't open all the way, but I kind of expected that, being that there's a big pile of dirt right where the camera's sitting actually. Come in here with a back blade on the tractor and smooth this out a little bit. And I'm also going to tie these two wood posts together, can help pull them together, but also like lean this one in. Let's try that. All right, I can live with that. And we'll be able to chain this gate right to this post. Probably just lag bolt something here to wrap around it real quick. But I think that'll work. Now I'm going to go down further down the line and put in another T-post. And then I'll have to adjust these step-in posts to follow that contour. So a couple of these scrub brushes are right in my way of where I want to put the fence. So I'm going to cut them down here quick, and then we can put the T-post in. So now we have a much cleaner area to work in. I'm just looking up the fence line here, make sure I'm in line still. So I'm going to put this at like a 45-degree angle because we're going to come down this way and then go over that way. Then I'm going to start clearing for fence to go that way. Can't reach. All right, now I'm going to run some line from one to the other. I think that's in line. So I ended up getting 2,000 feet of this braided poly twine. So I'm just going to tie a simple loop in this temporarily. And then we can cinch around this post and then walk down the hill with it. So now that we have established that, I can go ahead and place all these step-in posts in their permanent locations. Make sure we're about the halfway point. Of course, that one goes right in. So I have a bag of insulators here. These are from Tractor Supply. I'm not sure how good they are. I've heard mixed reviews about them, but we're going to give them a shot anyway. They're right down the road from us, and I didn't want to have to wait for shipping and all that. So we're going to give these a shot. But from what I've read online, and from what I've read and from a few people I've talked to, you want to put your first line about ankle height. For me, that's right around here. It helps if you put these on in the right orientation. There's that one. So there's one. We're going to continue this down the line at ankle height, which is going to be the first notch on these guys. So we want this about ankle height so the pigs don't get out. They like to root. There's that one. And grab our line here and go this way with that. All right, now that I've made it this far on the bottom line, I want to maintain just one string the whole way around without any breaks in it, if at all possible. But I also want to start from that side and work my way back here also. So I roughly know how far this is. It's a lot easier to measure a short distance like this just by looking at it than a far distance through the woods, mind you, how far it is to that water swale. So we're gonna go pick up and go over that direction and put in some fence that way. And we should be able to pick up right here. And then we're gonna adjust that to make that nice and straight once we get to that point.